SummerSlam was a hell of a weekend. We're coming off a great one. Probably one of the best ever in the history of the WWE. The most viewed, apparently by millions of people. Everyone had a great time with it. But this is the Raw, though, after SummerSlam. A lot went down here. So let's stop the pitter patter and let's just get at it, folks. Today on the DA Raw Wrestling, we're going over Judgment Day has a hell of a night with a lot of new things occurring. Wyatt 6 debut. Seth Rollins gets smashed by Bronson Reed. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is definitely not over. And a lot more after that. But we're going to start, though, with the Wyatt 6, who made their debut, along with the debut of a new team. A very new team, but people we do know of them. Chad Gable ditched the Alpha Academy name. He gave it to Maxine Dupree and the rest of Alpha Academy. You guys can have that name. That's all yours. Go right ahead. It's all yours. You can have it. I got something better now. He has the Creed brothers. Him and the Creed brothers, as they were walking towards the ring, looked at the camera and said, "We are now called American Made." It's a pretty catchy name, I guess, if that's what you think about it. I mean, sounds good. We'll see what happens with these guys. Wyatt's, though, come out. They have a chair in the aisleway with a lantern on it, a nice ode to Bray Wyatt. It's fantastic. It was a very nice emotional time. I think for a lot of people who were there in Baltimore where the event took place tonight. The Wyatts come out. They all walk out together with the chair dragging behind them. Sister Abigail sits down. Uncle Howie sits down. The lights come on. The masks come off. They attack American Made right away. Just beat them. And for the most part of this match, guys, it was basically dominated by the Wyatt 6. Dexter Lumis had a lot of great shots there. I mean, American Made did get a bit of offense in, but not as much to really justify them. I really hope they're going to do something with American Made, because right now it seems like they're not going to do a whole hell of a lot with them. But this probably just because of the feud. So Wyatt's ended up beating these guys down. Nothing. Excellent showing by Dexter Lumis. Guys who haven't seen Dexter Lumis for a while, he came back, and I said, he has dreads now. He has an X on his head. Joe Gacy, who believes now his character believes that he is Huskus the Pig. And Eric Rowan. It was great seeing Eric Rowan back again, too. He definitely still reminded me a lot of the gear that he wore, like with the Bludgeon Brothers. So that's really, he didn't really wear any of the gear that he did with the Wyatts, but more like a Bludgeon Brothers. So it was more of an ode tribute to the late Brody Lee, which was very nice and lovely to see. They beat the hell out of these guys a lot. American Made got beat up a lot in this match. To be honest with you guys, it wasn't actually anything like to really profound to make American Made look really good. They more or less just looked like, for the most part, jobbers. It was an exciting match for the most part. A lot of this is awesome chance we're going on mainly because of the Wyatt 6. All right. Anyway, what happens is there's a multitude. It finishes off with a multitude of finishers. Eric Rowan does the old skull-crushing slam. Joe Gacy power bombs Dexter Lumis onto Chad Gable. Then Dexter Lumis jumps off the top rope and hits him with, I guess, a pseudo frog splash or whatever the heck it was. Kind of just like, I'm just falling out of nowhere. And he fell right on top of him. But the 1, 2, 3, that's how the show ended there. That's how they get the win. All in all, it was a good Wyatt 6 debut. The guys really had a good time doing it. You could tell they had enjoyed themselves. They were having a hell of a good time. Joe Gacy is wearing a little bit more of a little bit of paint makeup on, so it makes it a little more white. No Uncle Howie didn't really get involved in this match at all, nor did the Sister Abigail character played by Nikki Cross. So we'll see what happens more with this. I don't think this is over yet. I think it's still going to push on for a little bit more. Possibly you might see stuff maybe at Berlin, maybe even Bad Blood. They might want to tour these guys around for a little bit just to see how they react to everybody, how everybody reacts to them. It was a wonderful tribute to Bray Wyatt. And to be honest with you, it was also 11 years ago today where Bray Wyatt made his debut on WWE Raw. So a lot of significance to this actual match today. Moving on, though. Judgment Day had a hell of a day. There were a lot of segments tonight. Judgment Day started off coming out with Damian Priest showed up to the building in a foul mood. Goes out to the ring, and basically calls out Finn Balor, saying, "What kind of a guy you are? You're not, right? You can call yourself a prince. Now you just a runaway baby." And calls out Priest. You get Finn Balor onto the Tron, saying how he betrayed him, because he believed he was bigger than the Judgment Day. He was the champion. It was meant to be, not have a leader or any of those things. You started acting like your leader, basically throwing all the blame onto Damian Priest. And to be honest with you, he's not really too wrong. Damian Priest did become more of a leader-esque figure on that team, especially after he got that title. Him and Rhea both. I mean, they really weren't wrong in it. As he was saying this, though, he revealed, though, that there is a new Judgment Day. It is consisting of Carlito, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, and now Liv Morgan. So we have a brand new Judgment Day. And they look to be more of a heelish, definitely more heelish than what they were before. They gradually became faces as they started off as heels. But this one seems to be more just towards more the dark side of everything, which is fine, which is great. That's kind of how this team kind of should be. It went from like a biker Sons of Anarchy look to more, I guess they want to be more sinister. So that's kind of where that's going to work. JD McDonough got a promo earlier tonight too, saying how he's looking for him. We never liked Priest. He never gave him a chance. Now he's a champion and you're not. Just basically crapped on Priest. Decided he's going to beat him up tonight. Well, Priest had a response later on that. They say, I didn't like you. I couldn't stand you. The only reason why you're even around was because of Finn Balor, and you've already been betrayed now because he's going to betray you too. So it's seemingly now as Priest is pointing the blame as the Balor, that he's just a betrayer. He's going to betray everybody on that team. Cut to the match. Priest comes out to a pretty big ovation, right? JD McDonough came out with Carlito eating an apple. So I guess he wants to eat that apple. It was a really good match. For the most part, JD McDonough got thrown around like a dummy. Priest owned a lot of this match, really dominated for the most part in this entire thing. Wasn't much really to say else about it. At the one point there, Priest was ready to finish him. Balor comes out on the rest of Judgment and attack him. They beat him down like he's just a scolded dog. Not really happy, but right? Eventually, Priest ends up getting up. He locks eyes with Balor one-on-one. Goes after Balor. Tries beating the hell out of him. Gets a couple shots in. Nothing crazy. Eventually, he gets taken. Right? Eventually, he gets on to Dominic Mysterio. He's about ready to put Dominic Mysterio down. Right? He gets him out of the ring, actually. It's about ready to get Balor down for the Razor's Edge. Liv comes in, gets Balor down, and Dominic Mysterio takes his knee out. They start beating on him some more. Eventually, Mommy comes out, and she just beelines it straight for Liv Morgan. Just goes right at her. Dom jumps the barricade, leaves his girlfriend way behind, right? Like a little baby that he is. And Liv Morgan, for her shoulder, just thrown to a post twice. Right? Liv's about to go through a table at this point too, where Rhea's just setting up the table, getting rid of everything, ready to put her down through the table. Dom comes in, takes her away, runs her, realizes, oh Jesus, my girlfriend in the back there. She probably go get her. Right? Goes and grabs her. Anyway, Rhea's just absolutely livid. It's not over between this. This is going to happen probably for a while, folks. Right? She goes in the ring. JD McDonough is standing there. She headbutts. She goes, stands up behind JD McDonough, looks at him and goes, hi. Headbutts him to hell. Damian Priest then does probably the highest south of heaven I've seen. Literally, he had JD up, lifted up so high, he just slammed him down like he's a bloody basketball. Straight to bloody hell. They stand tall at the end there, the Terror Twins, as they call them. And this is not far over. There might be, I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the mixed tag match kind of stuff. But quite frankly, this is probably where it's going to go at some point. It's going to be probably a mixed tag, possibly with Liv and Balor versus Priest and Rhea. Or it will be Priest and Rhea versus Dom and Liv. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. But it's definitely not over. It was a heck of a night for the Judgment Day. So they're getting more and more prominent onto the scene. Show open though with the new champion of Raw, Gunther, with the returning Ludwig Kaiser. Ring General comes on down. The general says a lot of interesting words, saying how great he is, how there's now amazing things that this title is going to be done. If you thought I did amazing things with the IC title, wait to see what I do this one here. So it's almost looked like they're already playing up Gunther to have that title for a while. I don't want to say a Reigns run because that's just an epic run that I don't think anybody's really going to want to redo, or at least I don't think that's what they want to do with Gunther. But I mean, it possibly did. When he was the UK champion in NXT UK champion, he held that title for quite a long time. So it's a good possibility they're going to do the exact same thing here. So be prepared for that. But he says, nobody's be able to get one over on me. Nobody able to see me, not see me coming, see it coming. I know everything. Well, prove him wrong already. Randy Orton out of nowhere comes out. Big pop in Randy. Everybody's singing Randy in the ring. Randy gets there and says, I just want to congratulate you. You are the new champion. Congratulations. You beat me at the King Ring. But did you really beat me? Come on. You didn't really beat me, did you? You did, right? We all know my shoulders went all the way down, right? Triple H saw the footage. Yes, the referee's decision was final. I respect that. I've been around long enough to know that. I'll be fine with that. But Triple H saw it, and he's almost willing to give me a match here on this one so we can see who the real winner is. I like the callback here. I think it's a really good that they did this. It shows that they are caring about things they've done in the past that can affect the future. Under the last administration, was called that, it never happened. It didn't happen often. It would often get forgotten down the line. Like King of the Ring happened a couple months ago. If it was under the other guy, it would have been forgotten about. Like, what's Randy doing there? Right? Everybody else would remember. It would act like he would never happen. So this is good. Continuity, as we've been talking about for a while. Continuity. We're doing some more of it. It's great. So Randy basically sits there and says, I challenge you at Berlin. Gunther and his team says, I accept your challenge, and you're absolutely right. It's a little blemish on my record. I want that blemish off. We're going to do this in Berlin. So guess what? You're getting Randy Orton versus Gunther for this title at Berlin, for the world title at Berlin. And they shook hands on it. And Gunther says to Randy, he says, you're not going to be able to pull one on me on this one, right? I'm going to see this one coming. Randy looks at square in the face and says, trust me, I want you to see it coming. So I know Randy's probably not going to win this. I just don't see them doing this, taking the title off Gunther this fast, even for Randy. I think if Randy's going to win a title, it's going to be that title that Cody's holding right now, the Universal title. That's what the title I see Randy possibly taking off of Cody. That's the only one. I don't see, this is just a match to clear it up. That way it's clean and Gunther has a clean record going forward. So in reality, this is the best way they can do this. It's going to make things look really good for Gunther, especially being somebody of the caliber as Randy Orton. No, I'm not saying he hasn't beat anybody of the caliber before, but he's going to beat Randy Orton, who's a 13-time world champion and one of the most dominant people in the history of WWE. Gunther's going to beat him. I'm sorry for all the guys out there who are Randy Orton fans. I'm a Randy Orton fan. I've seen that guy. I saw the guy win his first world title, right? And to be honest with you, as much as I would like to see Randy win this match, it's just not going to happen. I'd rather see Randy take that title off of Cody, hold it for a little bit, then Cody regain it and they go from there. I'd rather see that. I think to me that'd be a lot more interesting because there's a lot more of a story you could do there. Just here, you have a short little story here. It's like a little side storybook, right? So this is a little story here. Cody's gonna do what he wants to do over here for a second. Here we come all the way back eventually. So I'm looking forward to this. Now, moving on. If you thought CM Punk and Drew McIntyre was done, whoo, you got another thing coming. If you thought CM Punk and Seth Rollins was done, whoo, you got another thing coming. If you saw Bronson Reed beating the living hell out of Seth Rollins tonight, you didn't see that one coming, I'm telling you that much. Nobody did. Earlier in the night, Bronson Reed goes down, appears and says, what can I do? What am I doing? Like this guy Randy Orton gets a title match here, and he's not even on Raw. Bronson Reed looks at Adam Pearce and says, I looks like to pay my own way, don't I? So Cut to CM Punk promo. CM Punk comes in. He comes down to Baltimore. He says, the first time I've been in Baltimore in 10 years. I'm so happy. He goes, people say, why are you so happy, CM Punk? Why are you so happy? Punk goes, listen, I'm happy because I got to compete again, right? I had an injury that should have been 9 months out. I've done it in 5 months. I'm back in 5 months instead of 9 months, right? I went toe-to-toe with Drew. Right? Yeah, I lost, but I went toe-to-toe with Drew. Came out unscathed, right? Everyone says the road to WrestleMania starts at the Royal Rumble. Mine is happening a few months later because that's when I tore my tricep at the Royal Rumble. Now it starts now. So my road to WrestleMania starts now. So Punk is already planning on starting from the bottom again and moving all the way back up. So it's almost looked like they're already positioning Punk for WrestleMania. Who he faces, I don't know. It's probably going to be Gunther if that's what they're going to do. Like I said earlier, Punk's out there. Next thing you know, Seth Rollins comes out. Burn it down comes out. Burn it down comes on. Here comes Seth. Seth gets almost to the ring. Stops. And it's just, they cut the music. Seth staring a hole at CM Punk. And says, you know, I'm going to get mine now. So they got a little bit more of that. But basically, he's going to go his. Punk just looks at him and says, you come on here. You're just like a cowboy. Get yourself on here. Let's do this. They're about to stand. They're staring off at each other in the ring. And Drew shows up in the crowd. And he starts taunting Punk. Like, we can't call yourself the best in the world anymore because I'm the best in the world now. Look what I still got here. It's a lovely little bracelet I still have here. With your dog, as he calls me, ugly dog. Oh, I've seen Larry. I don't always look that ugly. I don't think he's that ugly. He's got a nice looking dog. It's kind of cute. I mean, I'd probably buy a dog like that. He's got a face a mother can love. No. And then AJ Lee, he was like, AJ Lee and the dog here. And that just set Punk off. Punk goes running right up. And Seth's kind of looking there with this, finger in his butt going, what the hell, man? It's like, you tell he's furious even at Drew now. Because he can't get at Punk. But then it all came tumbling down for Seth Rollins. Out of nowhere, Bronson Reed just jumps him from behind, beats on him a little bit, and then tsunamis him. Not once, not twice, 3 times, which brings up the security and all them there. You see Jason Jordan again. We said before. A couple other guys get to come back out. Maybe don't even wrestle anymore. They're trying to stop Bronson Reed. Bronson's like, okay, Bronson, you can go. You go. Bronson's like, okay, I'll go. Go. Goes all the way back up to the top there. Jumps on him another 3 more times. And Seth at this point is just completely out. They stretch Seth off. They take him to the hospital. The word is they say, he might have some internal bleeding going on. So hopefully Seth Rollins is doing better. I'm sure it's, obviously kayfabe and all that stuff. But Bronson Reed made a statement tonight. He went after a former world champion, multiple-time world champion, that is, the architect, he went after Seth Rollins. That's a big name for Bronson Reed to go do. And I didn't see this coming. I didn't think I wanted something like this, but I really want to see this now. I'm looking forward to seeing Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. I've been advocating for Bronson Reed for a little bit now on this show, and I really hope. I understand good guys, bad guys, all that stuff here. Don't get it on me in the comments down below. But Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins is a match that I really want to see, and I really hope that Bronson Reed wins this match here because, quite frankly, I think it is imperative that Bronson Reed wins this match. If anything, even if he doesn't win this match or feud, it will elevate him. Seth Rollins can elevate people. Roman says he's elevated his family. If you guys watch his documentary or his biography, he honestly elevated his family. Seth is very similar to Roman. Albeit not family, but he wants to help elevate other wrestlers again. And that's a great thing. That's how you build a company. That's something that some companies aren't doing right now. They're not having other guys elevate them, even though those stars are well over. They don't need to be being somebody like Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, to me, needs to be on there winning. Like, if you have him take on Seth Rollins, and beat Seth Rollins, you can easily clear him into that IC title thing too if you want to. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Braun Breaker for the IC title. I think it'd be a hell of a match. Speaking of Braun Breaker, he cut a little promo earlier tonight, later on in the evening, right before the YS6 match, saying how he's great, he's so happy with his title, that this title was made for him. He showed up and said, "You see how my name's there on this plate? This is my plate. My plate, Braun Breaker. I'm going to take this, and ain't nobody gonna take it off me. Ain't nobody." Calls they say they, "Oh, you know, I think I'm the hunted now." No, he's the hunter. So he's gonna literally still go after people by the looks of it. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Completely okay with it. I had no problem doing that. I think it's great. I'm glad he won. Speaking of which, next week too on Raw, you are getting Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker in a rematch from SummerSlam for the IC title. Look, Sami's not going to win, folks, so don't get your hopes up because that's not going to happen. They ain't going to hot potato that title that quickly with this guy here. Ain't no way. It makes no sense. Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser now. Now, I said earlier tonight that Ludwig Kaiser helped bring Cody Gunther to the ring. He stayed after that and had a match with Sheamus. He ended up losing this match to Sheamus, but it was a hell of a banger. Sheamus likes to put on banger and banger and banger at this point in time. He talked earlier, the quick promo, that people want to make a name for themselves off of Sheamus' back. And he's looking forward to it. He's happy about it. Right? He ends up beating Kaiser in this match. Now, this feud started a number of weeks ago due to Kaiser and Gunther and Sheamus, all this stuff with the King of the Ring qualifying thing. Kaiser got hurt, so that's why they're just having this match now. Pete Dunne tried to get involved in it. He got laid up for his troubles. Sheamus ended up walking away on this one. I'm wondering whether I haven't mentioned when they're going to start doing the Pete Dunne versus Sheamus match yet. They're trying to get this match going, but it doesn't seem to be happening yet. So I don't know when this is going to happen. I'm hoping it happens soon because I really do want to see it. Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler happened now. Now, this set up a match. This is how this confrontation here set up a match. Yeah, Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler. Very quick match. Shayna Baszler won. At the end, right, due to help with, they still haven't named this tag team yet, of Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville. Hasn't started yet. They haven't got a name yet, so I have no idea what to call them. So we're just going to call them whatever they're called. I'm going to call them three women crew. Whatever. Three women crew is what they call them for now. That's what I'm going to call them. Right? After the match, they're beating up by Valkyria. Damage Control comes down to a very heroes welcome. They start brawling with these three girls. They all get to go to the back, which eventually leads to more of a brawl outside. Dakota Kai gets hurt, kayfabe hurt, which leads to a Sonya Deville versus Io Sky match. And I'll tell you, Io Sky really showed out in this match. It was actually a really good match between Sonya Deville and Io Sky. You could tell these girls, Sonya Deville has really put in a lot more work since she's come back. Very similar to Nia Jax. We praised her a lot during the SummerSlam results. So, but I'll tell you, Io Sky and Kairi Sane really showed out a little bit. Io doing a moonsault onto Sonya Deville and Baszler in the back, while Kairi Sane did an insane elbow onto Zoe Stark in the back, right, onto the floor. So it was good. Like I said, it was a good match though. Io Sky ends up winning with that same moonsault on Sonya Deville to get the pinfall for Dakota Kai and the rest of the Damage Control. This is not over yet between these girls. It's going to keep on going. And like I said, they seem to be building almost like a women's trios division. There's more and more female trios are starting to come up. They said we had Jade Cargill with Naomi and Bianca. You have this Baszler, Zoe Stark, Deville stuff. You have Damage Control, right? You have Lyra back here with, I guess, the after party or the life of the party, whatever they're called. So you have the makings of a women's trios division here. That could be the titles they've been talking. They've been rumoring titles for a while, new titles for a while for the women's division. I thought it was going to be more of a singles title. It looks like they're going to do like a trio stuff. It seems to be a thing. So, hey, I'm kind of okay with it. I mean, we'll see what happens when they miss for it. But to be honest with you, if you're going to do a trio stuff, for the love of God, promote a little bit better than you do the tag titles. Okay? I'm telling you now, like, if you're going to do that, promote it better than you do with the tag titles, right? Fire and Dawn have really done nothing for the most part with those titles. They've had that match on SmackDown. It was a DQ'd finish. Who cares? right? But do stuff like that. Promote the tag division and women's division a lot better than what you're doing. Because they are really good, girls. These girls are really good. We talked about the death, also talked about the death of the New Day from the Final Testament. Wasn't much of a death into it, but we did get a debut. The New Day versus the Final Testament was actually more or less just Akam and Razor, so AOP. I had a nice, fun match there. The New Day came down just like Ninja Turtles. One was Donatello, the other was Michelangelo. They promoted the new WWE Ninja Turtles action figures. They have Roman Reigns dressed as Shredder. Don't know where that came from, but okay. I guess he's a final boss. I guess he's a final boss in the Ninja Turtles too. All right. Anyway, this match is all right. It's a lot of fun. It's the New Day. I'm not the biggest fan of the New Day. I like the Final Testament. I just don't like where they're going with this group. It just makes no sense to me. But you got the debut. And it looks like now a third member or a new member to the New Day. So we don't know what's going on with Big E. But it looks like we got like a temporary New Day member in Odyssey Jones. Now Odyssey Jones wasn't in NXT. He's been gone for a while. I guess he was injured. Came up to the main roster. I guess I've been in the draft. I think it was like a while back. And he finally debuted with the New Day now. So I guess he's the new Big E. We'll see what goes on here because the Big E, obviously, his career is up in limbo. Hopefully, he does get better. Hopefully, we will see him again too. Considering some of the people who've come back from neck injuries, mind you, this is a C1. Still, I mean, hopefully, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, we'll see. After this, we got, get ready for this, a tag team match between the winners of the Raw tag team titles at WrestleMania in the ladder match and the SmackDown champions in the ladder match, who are now no longer champions in this match. So you got A-Town Down versus The Miz and R-Truth. Basically, the story goes to this one too. Because they got beaten up at WrestleMania at SummerSlam, they want to have a match on Raw, so they came over to Raw. So yeah, it was a fine match. It was fine. R-Truth and Miz lost to A-Town Down. I guess not is what it is. It was a lot of fun. Like what to do with these guys, I just don't get. Like, to pull the trigger on the Austin Theory and Grayson Waller switch already. Just pull a trigger on it. It's getting old. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot there. They promoted a lot of stuff actually for SmackDown too. Return of the Tribal Chief. So that was basically SmackDown coming this Friday. Return of the Tribal Chief. So I'm looking forward to that one. So we got to see now. That was basically Raw, everybody. We got to see what happened on Raw with the Judgment Day. It seems like the Judgment Day is going on a different direction now. You know, Priest and Rhea probably both following them and going after them. So that's probably going to put on for a while. You probably see Rhea and Priest go through the entire Judgment Day just to get to Balor and just to get to Liv Morgan. So there's probably going to be obstacles in the way for both of those two. You see Seth Rollins. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully everything's fine with this. Hopefully we'll probably get that match at Berlin. We got Randy Orton versus Gunther going for Berlin signed tonight. So it was all very, very effective Raw. Lots of things went on for this thing. Now, I do want to recap, though, too. They did do the recap of SummerSlam, but they only did the Raw stuff. So when they did the recap, you didn't see stuff with LA Knight, you didn't see stuff with Roman Reigns, but they did mention a lot of Roman Reigns coming back in the show. They did show stuff of that. They didn't really mention LA Knight or any of those things. So, in case you're wondering, yes, it happened. That, guys, that was Raw. That was here. Remember, on Mondays, we Raw, and we were red here. All right? Anyway, guys, if you like the content down below, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Hope you are enjoying everything, too. Thank you for everybody else who subscribed. Follow us on Twitter, on X, on D Lions, on X. I am A Purcell on X, or DA Wrestling on X. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Have yourself a good night.